MoneyWalk 125. How would you feel if? This program will help you undo financial bondage. Most people have at least 3 credit cards, 6 charge cards, several cars, and a home with large monthly payments because they've been taught to want more expensive material things than their parents provided while they were growing up, and more than they can truly afford at any given point in time. They haven't considered the spiritual implications of these financial decisions. Namely, the Christian borrower becomes servant to the worldly lender as a result of such loan transactions. Taxation of income leaves somewhere around 60% of gross monthly income to fund things we need, food, shelter, clothing, etc., and other things we desire. However, living in less expensive shelter and buying less expensive food and clothing seems like torture to most people, even if they would only need to endure it for a short amount of time in order to put themselves in a much better financial position and greatly benefit the kingdom of God and other people by having greater cash flow to give toward evangelistic and disciple-making ministry. So they borrow exorbitantly to get things they desire, not realizing this will bring financial hardship and misery into their marriages, families, and ministry. Sometimes borrowers cut off intimate time with God and think they cannot spend time attending to spouse, children, and ministry to others because they'll be unable to spend enough time earning an income that allows them to pay all the bills they've created. On the outside, they appear to have all the material trappings that make them look well off. In reality, they own very little, and some of what they have is eventually going to be taken from them via foreclosure, bankruptcy, repossession, garnished wages, etc., when they are unable to pay the bills down the road. Behind smiling faces, they are often living a tortured life because of poor financial and spiritual decisions that go against biblical financial principles. Throughout the existence of mankind, the Lord instructed man on how to live, trusting his fatherly character and grace to provide everything needed for life and godliness. He wants you to understand that anything needed beyond what your current level of income and wealth can provide should rely on his non-torturous system of patience and provision according to his due time. Delayed gratification is often needed to display patience and receive of its produce. In addition, a mindset of contentment, self-control, and sacrifice restrain unnecessary purchases, thereby building you into the humble, useful, fruitful, and truly prosperous man or woman of God you're designed to be. Good stewardship is empowered by walking with the Spirit of God and leads you to A, work with excellence within appropriate daily time periods so your spiritual and physical health, family, and church life are not neglected. B, tithe and give abundantly to worthwhile church ministries that help build the kingdom of God in the hearts of people via preaching and missionary works. C, budget. D, maintain an emergency fund. E, have a plan to eliminate debt. F, refuse to co-sign for others. G, save. H, invest. And I, diversify assets. This lifestyle of financial management brings supernatural blessing upon you that will remove the pressure of debt and allow a great amount of income to be turned into discretionary cash flow that can be used for the work of the ministry, care of your family, and fulfillment of your purpose. At a later and appropriate stage in life, it allows you to also afford more of the things you desire and physical comforts needed as you move into middle age and senior years of life. How would you feel if this rich life applied to you? I'll tell you, you'd feel great about the ever-abounding work of the Lord in your life and being a good example of Christian stewardship to everyone around you. So get started today by committing to God's way in changing patterns, practices, and routines in your life that are not in line with biblical instruction. Then you will truly prosper. Please pray for this ministry and email questions to parlor@ameritech.net and share the links below with others who need guidance. May the Lord bless you richly as you follow His plan.